Now, earlier we had told you about a plan called insider threat. This applies to all sorts of different departments throughout the government. And what it's supposed to do is find out who is threatening the government and the American people and our national security within the Department of Transportation. Now, it's not just the Defense Department, it's not just the CIA, it's not just the NSA, Department of Agriculture, etc. This is insanity, right? And then they have specific programs within the insider threat, including, of course, the overall program and then Cyber Awareness Challenge. And they're going to explain to you what the Cyber Awareness Challenge is in a second. It's supposed to weed out high threats. There's a lot of threats here, and you really need to be aware. So, how are you supposed to know what a high threat is? Well, don't worry. They actually put together a presentation. But here's what they screwed up. They forgot to classify it. I don't know. Maybe they thought, well, if I'm going to give it to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, I can't really have it classified. So I don't know why it's unclassified, but it is, so we know what's in it. And it tells you to look out for specific people who work inside the government and hence the insider threats. Well, what would you look out for? If they're actually taking action, going to parts of the computer that they're not, and the files that they're not supposed to, well, that would make sense, right? You don't want them accessing files that they don't have, clearance for. No, you're not supposed to look out for that. You're supposed to look out for, apparently, if they frequently visit family abroad, if they might have money trouble. God, nobody has money trouble, so I'm sure that nobody makes that list, right? And these are and/or. And, my favorite, speaks openly of unhappiness with U.S. foreign policy. That's a direct quote, by the way, from their material. Well, I'd like to welcome you to East Germany. We have arrived. Now we're saying that people who do not agree with the government's foreign policy are a threat to the country, and that we need to make a list and make sure that we look out for them, and they tell their co-workers, hey, you've got to turn them in. If you don't turn them in, you're going to be in trouble. That's from the earlier story we had done on this. And the things you look out for, I mean, if they're American citizens, it doesn't matter. If they're going abroad, they got family abroad, oh, watch out. That's the wrong kind of American. Not really American, they got family abroad, right? Money troubles, I don't know anyone who doesn't have money troubles, outside of Mitt Romney. And then, if you disagree with the government, you go on a list. You go on the insider threat list. Well, it's okay because they talked to Lieutenant Colonel Damian Pickard, Pentagon spokesperson, and I'm sure that he's going to clarify this and put our mind at ease. Well, here's what he said. When considering personnel for a position of trust that requires a security clearance, there are many potential indicators that must be considered when evaluating for insider threat concerns. The department takes these variables into consideration based on past examples of personnel who engage in spying or treasonous acts. Yes, the program absolutely exists. Yes, the list is accurate. Yes, we do look for insider threats for people who might commit treasonous acts. So now, if you disagree with the government, you can go on a list for people who are possibly treasonous. Papers! Welcome to East Germany. This is the American government that says if you dare disagree with our foreign policy in a democracy, we're going to put your name on a list of a possible threat, a possible traitor, guy who might commit treason, let alone the other atrocious parts of why you get on the list. And then we all keep lists on one another. This isn't the America I knew and loved. This is a police state where we're all considered a threat to the government. Remember, it's supposed to be our government.